Welcome back. Today I wanted to talk to you about shingles and the shingles vaccine in particular. I have never had shingles. I did have chickenpox as a child, and I'm over 50, and so it is recommended by medical health professionals and the CDC that I get a shingles vaccine, so I did. The shingles vaccine that they currently use is called Shingrix. And Shingrix is a vaccine that has 2 doses. The first dose gives you some protection, and then you wait 2 to 6 months after the first dose and you get a second dose, and then you're covered for about 4 years. The CDC has a lot of information on this. I'm not a medical health professional. I'm not giving you health advice or medical advice. I'm not authorized or qualified to do that. I'm just going to go over why I did it and what happened to me afterwards. So why I did it was because my best friend had shingles and it was very uncomfortable to her. She had a rash that left welts on her back, and it was very painful and uncomfortable. And it lasted about a month, about 4 weeks for her. My mother also had shingles, and it lasted about 3 to 4 weeks, maybe a little bit longer for her as well. And the same thing, she had the red rash on her back, and it was very just uncomfortable. So I thought, if there's a vaccine for it, given the current goings on and with all the virus and all the dangers that we have in California, I want to minimize my risk to have anything that could knock my immune system down. I want to keep my immune system as strong as possible. So I'm making sure that I'm keeping up on my doctor's appointments. I'm making sure that my vaccines are all up to date. You know, in addition to wearing the mask and socially distancing and staying home as much as possible, these are the things that I'm doing. And the reason that I thought I'd post this on my channel is because I'm planning my retirement, and I want to get there. I want to make it to retirement. I want to be as healthy as possible for as long as possible, so that once I get all my goals done and I get everything done that I'm setting out to do, that I'll actually live long enough to enjoy it. So staying healthy is part of that. So from time to time, I'm going to share health tips, and this week it's the shingles vaccine. So most vaccines you don't really have any side effects from. And for me, the shingles vaccine was the first one that I did have side effects from. We've all had shots in the arm, most of us. Anybody who's had a vaccine knows that it doesn't feel good to have a needle stuck in your arm. And this is no different. It hurts more than most of the other vaccines, though, and it hurts for several days. Although I haven't had any vaccines in a very long time, so maybe I just forgot how long your arm stays sore. But mine stayed sore the first time for 3 or 4 days. And I had it a couple hours, I had it 4 hours ago. And so my arm is starting to get sore now. It hurt right away on the first shot. This shot, the girl, I guess she put it in a better spot or did it a little differently. But it doesn't hurt nearly as much this time as it did the last time. The last time, I could feel it when she was injecting it. It hurt, just the injection hurt. And this one didn't. This one's a little bit sore, and it's tender to the touch, but it was much more sore the first time. The other side effects that I had after the first shot, which I had 2 months ago, were I had joint pain. I could feel it in my hands when I'd go to bend my hands. My knuckles and just my fingers felt really stiff. And I don't have arthritis. I don't normally have joint pain, so that was unusual for me. I was also very tired. I got it done on a Saturday last time also. I did it on a Saturday this time. And the reason that I did that was because I wanted to give myself a couple days where I wasn't working and out walking dogs and doing physical labor, to give myself some time to recuperate from it, just if there were any potential side effects. And I slept the whole day the last time. I was very tired. And I also had tingly achiness on my scalp and on my skin. Like my skin hurt. I don't know how else to describe it. A lot of people describe it as a tingly feeling. But I just felt like there was, kind of like when you have a sunburn, like a real bad sunburn. It felt like that all over my body, and it felt like that even in my scalp and my hair. Like when you need to wash your hair and your hair is a little grimy and your scalp is kind of sensitive, it was kind of like that. This time I'm not having those symptoms. All I've got is a slight soreness where the needle went in my arm. So hopefully I won't have any other side effects. Next, I'm going to read from the CDC on a couple items because I don't want to get them wrong, and there's no way I can memorize all of this. So excuse me for looking down. I am going to read from it just because I want the information to be correct. I don't want to miss anything or get anything wrong. So when you go to the CDC's website, and I'll link I'll link to the CDC where I'm reading from, and I'll also show you some screenshots so you don't have to just watch me looking down. But they've got a whole page on the shingles vaccine, what everyone should know about the shingles vaccine, who should get the Shingrix, which is what it is. It's Shingrix. Who should get it, who should not get it, how well does it work, what are the possible side effects. When I talk about my side effects, that's all I'm talking about is my side effects. And then it also says when you should see a doctor. Anytime you're having a reaction to something that's severe, my side effects only lasted 1 day, and I was fine. I felt completely back to normal after 24 hours. They do say that the side effects can last 2 to 3 days, and that's normal, and they're generally mild. But all of that is on the CDC website, and I would prefer you refer to that than to take my word for it. But I am going to read a couple of the highlights. The shingles vaccination is the only way to protect against shingles and post-herpetic neuralgia, which they're going to refer to as PHN from here on in. The most common complication from shingles. CDC recommends that healthy adults 50 years and older get 2 doses of the shingles vaccine called Shingrix, recombinant zoster vaccine. They had another vaccine that they had available in the United States up until November of this year. That vaccine is no longer available, so the Shingrix 2-part vaccine is the one that is now currently available in the United States. They tell you to separate the doses by 2 to 6 months to prevent you actually getting the shingles virus and the complications from the disease. Your doctor or pharmacist can give you Shingrix as a shot in your upper arm, which is what I had. Shingrix provides strong protection against shingles and PHN. 2 doses of Shingrix is more than 90% effective at preventing shingles and PHN. Protection stays about 85% for at least the first 4 years after you get vaccinated. So it's not a one and done kind of vaccine. You need 2 doses, and those 2 doses are going to give you protection for 4 years. Then they talk about who should get the Shingrix vaccine. Healthy adults 50 years and older should get 2 doses of Shingrix separated by 2 to 6 months. You should get Shingrix even if in the past you had shingles, which I figured if you had it you'd be immune, but not so. If you received Zostavax, which was the previous vaccine for it, which was a 1-part vaccine, and if you're not sure if you had chickenpox, you should still get it. There is no maximum age for getting Shingrix. So it doesn't matter how old you are, you can go ahead and get it. If you had shingles in the past, you can get Shingrix to help prevent future occurrences of the disease. I didn't realize that you could get it over and over again. So the vaccine will help even if you had shingles. And I'm not normally a proponent of over-vaccinating people. I know there's a lot of anti-vaxxers and a lot of people that really think there's all kinds of things put in these vaccines. Right now, I want to stay as healthy as possible. And I would hate to get shingles, reduce my immune system, and then be able to catch something else like the flu. So I just want to make sure that I stay as healthy as I can in the meantime. It does say you can get the Shingrix whether or not you remember having had chickenpox in the past. Studies show that more than 99% of Americans 40 years and older have had chickenpox. So the chance of you having chickenpox, even if you don't remember, are 99%. I know that I had there was no vaccine when I was a kid. There wasn't even a chickenpox vaccine when my children were kids, and they're in their 30s. The chickenpox vaccine came out shortly after they got it. They had already had the chickenpox by the time the vaccine came out. And as a kid, chickenpox wasn't really a big deal. It seems like as an adult, shingles and chickenpox as an adult are a much serious health condition than they were as a kid. But again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical health professional. That's just what I've heard and read. So, do your own research. Chickenpox and shingles are related because they are caused by the same virus, varicella zoster virus. After a person recovers from chickenpox, the virus stays dormant, inactive in the body. It can reactivate years later and cause shingles. And, I was talking to my girlfriend about it. She was like, why, where did I get it? Nobody I knew had it. Why all of a sudden would it pop up? And not a doctor, but my opinion is I think any time that your immune system is depressed for whatever reason, you're more vulnerable. We all have, they say that we have cancer in our bodies and these viruses in our bodies. And most of us, as long as we're healthy, don't even know that these things are going on. And it's when we get run down, we don't get enough sleep, we're not eating right. Anything that can reduce your immune system can make you vulnerable to these types of things. So that's why I got the vaccine. I want one less thing that I have to worry about hanging around out there. Now, the vaccine's not 100%. I believe they go on to here saying that it's about 95%. Let me go to that section. How well does Shingrix works? 2 doses of Shingrix provide strong protection against shingles and post-herpetic neuralgia, the most common complication of shingles. In adults 50 to 69 years old who got 2 doses, Shingrix was 97% effective in preventing shingles. Among adults 70 years old and older, Shingrix was 91% effective. So pretty effective. I mean, I'll take 91 to 90, I'm in the 50 to 69 age group. So 90% effective is pretty good. There's always that chance that it won't work, but 97% is pretty good. Shingrix protection remained high, more than 85% in people 70 years and older throughout the 4 years following vaccination. Since your risk of shingles and PHN increases as you get older, it is important to have strong protection against shingles in your older years. So, another thing to worry about when you're getting older. Well, all we can do is take the precautions that we can, eat right, get your sleep, get your exercise, do it in all things in moderation. Where we have medicine available to help us stay healthier, my opinion is to take it. Yours may not be. It's up to you. I just wanted to provide a little bit of feedback because I did have the vaccine. Those were my side effects, and I wanted to share those. I might feel a little yucky tomorrow. I might get tired. I might get a little tingly again, like I did last time. I'm kind of expecting that. But if anything worse happens, I'll update you and I'll continue this. But otherwise, I hope that this helps somebody take care of themselves a little bit better, or just give you some information that might be helpful. Until next time.